real life person's story.
So have they just...
Who was in prison
Yeah.
for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And so like it starts with her going into prison. She's like, it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna be able to get through this because it's just a year and a half, and I'll be done.
Yeah.
And so like
That'd be interesting if that was the entire show.
that's what it should be.
But it's not, I'm guessing.
But it just like it's by like the third season, it's like so not about her. Like it's just like about like, oh, look at all these characters doing things at the prison and
What is
whatever.
lesbian sex?
Lesbian
I heard
sex.
that was a thing on the show.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Hold on.
But like it feels like because like the first season she has like an arc.
Yeah.
And it's like how prison changed her and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like it just kind of doesn't do anything.
What did you say?
Oh, just a couple seconds ago.
So are we starting? I guess.
Yeah, we're starting, yeah.
Okay, nothing cast.
This is the one that
Welcome.
starts abruptly.
Hunter's here again.
I'm back.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some
Thanks
more
for
water.
joining us, Hunter.
I'm glad to be here.
Thanks for leaving us, Patrick.
We just started, and now you're leaving.
What a jerk. Oh, this promo for Beasts of No Nation reminds me of the film Beasts of the Southern Wild. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't.
I saw that. It was actually really good.
Oh.
I liked it. It's about like this weird
Back.
town that exists in like a swamp, Mad Max post Hurricane Katrina area, and like this girl's like growing up there, and it's kind of it's really interesting,
That sounds cool.
and
Okay.
Wait,
I
what's that?
recommend it. Beasts of the Southern Wild.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I watched it.
It's just the youngest actress to get nominated for.
Yeah, and
Best
she's
actress.
like actually good in it.
Oh, okay.
But what's sad about
She
that
lost
is
to J-Law.
like now the only thing she did since then was like that Annie movie,
Oh,
which is like, oh, okay,
You mean Black Annie?
yeah. I hope she does like actual movies
Mhm.
later.
yeah.
She did a good job in this one. So in the first one, she was in.
She's got a whole
Jamie
career.
Foxx was in that for some reason.
Yeah,
She's got a whole
I
career
don't know
of
why he
ups,
needed to
downs,
be in
and
that.
drugs ahead of her.
where he's
He's a big actor.
I guess
He
he's
could have
a-
chosen something a little bit that wasn't bad.
Yeah, I heard that movie was like completely trash.
Yeah, apparently it was really bad.
it looked pretty bad.
Yeah.
Didn't that one leak? Wasn't that one of the Sony leaks that like leaked really early?
Oh, probably. Yeah, I think so.
I think it was.
But did it like all the Amazing Spider-Man 2 leak at one point? Or?
No, I don't know.
Well, they leaked it all with the trailers.
The trailers just showed
They just
all,
gave it all away in the trailers anyways, so
yeah, including all the scenes that never happened.
Yeah.
yeah, that too.
I told you to watch trailer 2 for Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah,
I watched a bit of it, and then I realized that it was giving away everything,
So you just stopped?
so I stopped.
Okay,
yeah.
good. No.
y'all excited for Guardians 2?
I'm excited.
I am excited. Some reviews are already out. It seems to be getting good reviews.
Mhm.
Not as good as the last one, but good.
But that's
okay.
because the
But
last
that's because the good
last
one
one
was
was
so
a surprise,
was a surprise.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now we have expectations.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw the first one like I don't know a couple days ago. I was texting Daniel when I was
Yeah.
watching it.
You're like, this movie's great.
No, it's because it is because it has
It's
to
really
do.
fun.
It introduces you to 5 new characters, but like it just the movie is just so fluent. Like
Yeah,
they use the story to develop the characters, and that might sound weird. What movies
Well,
don't do that. It's
yeah.
what movies should do, and this movie does it really well.
yeah. The
Like,
story is just, you got to get the orb.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. But
Yeah.
the whole time they're
Yeah.
developing the characters. Like
Yeah.
I love the
That's-
scene when the 4 of them first meet on Xandar,
Uh-huh.
and then suddenly they're in the prison and they're all talking while they're going to the thing,
yeah.
and like the movie, like I just kind of put it together. I'm like, this isn't just a series of scenes. Like this flows really well. Like
What's up with the giving tree here?
yeah, no, it just and like constant dialogue like that. Like
Yeah.
and oh
good
gosh,
stuff.
it's such a good movie.
And they fully acknowledge like he's like, oh, this orb thing has got a really Maltese
Maltese
Falcon,
Falcon.
Ark of the Covenant type
Vibe to it.
vibe to it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah,
It's gotta be pretty damn important. I mean,
it's like, yeah, it's just a thing that they have to get. Don't worry about it too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
just enjoy the characters and
Mhm.
don't.
Mhm.
And the characters are great, so it works.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, it's pretty self-aware
Yeah.
in every sense. Even the villain is like comically over the top,
Yeah.
but it fits so well.
No,
Yeah.
but my thing with the villain is that I saw this really interesting video on villains in Marvel movies, where basically it was saying that because it's within they're doing comic book movies and stuff. The thing is that they're gonna focus a lot more on the hero and making you like the hero, and they rely on that to make you not like to make the villain
Right, to
better.
make you.
Because the hero's gonna
You
last.
just want the hero to succeed so much that the villain just becomes another
an obstacle. Yeah, exactly.
for
That's
them
what they say.
to-
So
to
basically, what they're
overcome.
saying is that the villains are often underdeveloped because they're focusing more on developing the hero because the hero's going
That's
to be
true.
in multiple movies.
That's true. Yeah, and
But so this is which brings me to how I rank the MCU and
Right.
why I put Winter Soldier so high is because the villain is actually somewhat developed in that movie. Like you want to take
so Winter Soldier.
you can say Winter Soldier is the villain. I put the real villain as Alexander
Well,
Pierce.
I put the villain as Hydra. Actually.
Hydra, yeah.
Like-
but there's years of history with Hydra, but Pierce himself
Yeah.
is a really interesting character, and he fully explains his motivation. Like he's one of the only guys in the Marvel universe who thinks he's doing the good, who thinks he's like actually doing the right thing. And from a certain perspective, he is.
Well, so does Loki.
Yeah, which makes Loki the best villain, but and this guy like second, right?
Okay,
Yeah, like he actually like he's not like evil for the sake of being evil.
but doesn't Ronan
Yeah.
also think he's doing the right thing?
No, he's like, I'm gonna kill all of you because my father and grandfather got killed by some of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's what his motivation.
Yeah,
is.
I know, but
it's
like,
not good.
no,
like it doesn't work.
it's not good. But I think it's more interesting because there's an actual political debate within
Right.
Pierce's character
That's
motivation.
true, yeah.
He's a full-on genocidal
You
maniac,
can-
Right.
and Pierce is like, I'm gonna kill 200,000 people to
Right.
secure the safety of 7 billion.
Yeah, you can see. Yeah, he has a lot. There's a logic to it, and you can understand his
Yeah.
motivations. Where
Right.
Ronan is just like, I'm evil because my people are evil.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm a bad guy.
Okay.
One thing that Marvel tends to
Yeah.
do with their villains is like they'll set them up to like really be like really interesting characters, and in the end they'll like get them to be like, let's have this superpowered battle with the main hero.
Yeah.
yeah,
And but this guy, Alexander Pierce, he doesn't have that. He's just sort of
No.
like he's just a guy.
Yeah.
Like,
did you
Are you
watch?
talking like Obadiah Stane? Like,
yeah, or he's
Yeah.
like the big Iron Man, the bigger Iron Man.
why does he even do that?
I
Why does he do that?
I don't
Because it's
know.
gotta have a fight at the end.
Yeah.
Gotta have a fight on the rooftop.
Against the person that is you.
Hunter, did you see Iron Fist?
Yeah.
You watched all of it?
Yeah, watch that.
I didn't. I haven't even touched it.
Okay, I'll try not to spoiler it.
My friend showed me a clip of like, oh, this is the first Iron Fist in like World War II or something like that. He
Yeah.
wanted to get me on the show. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it is.
There's cool stuff in it.
Yeah.
Pauline Wing, who's this Asian chick who's like a ninja and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She's really cool.
Yeah.
I like the main guy, but there's a good chance that a percentage of why I like him is because he's a white guy with curly hair named Danny.
Oh, and that's so. What you're saying is he's a self-insert.
Yeah. But the villain, one of the villains. There's a couple villains.
Yeah. Well, Marvel's TV villains have a track record of being way better than their movie ones.
Yes, except for this one.
Oh, really?
Because for the first 12 episodes, it's Faramir from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And he's like super interesting
yeah.
because you're not really sure like what his motivations is, and like he's like mysterious and
And then at the end, they reveal he's working for Savitar.
No, and then at the end it's just like, oh yeah, I'm the villain. I'm a bad guy. You got to fight me on the roof now. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
No, like his motivations
Oh, okay.
and everything are really kind of iffy. Everything about him is like is just off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but they just explain everything about him in the end, and it's so
It's
like
really
unsatisfying.
It's just really underwhelming because he was super interesting up to that point.
exactly.
And his son is also an interesting character, and they
Yeah.
almost do something really cool with him.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he's just like, "Yeah, I'm just normal again."
I'm just and they, But he does.
You know what I'm talking
A
about?
couple episodes before, they do something like really shocking and crazy with him, and then they just go on a couple of it's like it never happened.
Yeah.
And it's like,
gosh.
everything you just did, you just undid with a few lines of dialogue. Like, why would you do that? Why would you just abandon that whole thing that you could have done?
Mm.
And that's kind of
It really just feels kind of like a missed opportunity, especially since every other Netflix villain, Marvel Netflix villain, has been like so good.
Yeah.
Even like because there's because it's like it's Fisk, it's
Fisk, Kilgrave.
Kilgrave. It was really good. What's
Cottonmouth.
Cottonmouth. What's the one for season 2 of Daredevil? I totally forget.
Punisher.
Yeah. No, he's just a really cool character.
I guess
it kind of
the hand.
And the hand.
The hand is kind of but because Punisher and Fisk are there, it's all good.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, Punisher really makes that season.
Mm-hmm.
And this show doesn't. It just makes the hand more confusing.
Yeah,
than it already
they
is.
tried to kind of explain it more, but I think they just made it more confusing in Iron Fist.
Oh.
Because they showed a rogue faction of the hand.
There's multiple
is it like the shield within the shield that?
Sort of.
Except they're still just
I don't
evil.
know, but
they're still evil, so it's not really. It's not really. It's like why? What's different about them? Why are they a rogue faction at all? They're still evil.
They're
They're still
the
evil.
rogue nation.
You know?
They're everything the IMF was trained to do, but they're different because they're bad. Also, the villain of this movie is just going to be one guy.
Yeah,
it's a weird movie if you think about it.
He's old.
Rogue Nation is pretty convoluted.
So
I don't remember the plot of that one. So I'm sure it was probably
it's really convoluted.
So the leader of this rogue hand group is sort of like a villain.
Is it the backhand?
Is sort of a villain for a bit.
Okay.
I really want to write. Okay, there's a lot of lines.
Why don't you explain his thing?
Sorry. Okay, you go ahead.
And they set him up to be at first it's okay, is this guy a good guy or is he a bad guy?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell because he's obviously there's something wrong. There's something off with him.
Yeah, he's super nice.
Yeah,
but it's concerningly, it's you're up.
Oh, is it rich
kind of
in
way?
Community?
What?
It's rich in Community.
Yeah, it's you can't be this nice. There's got to be something.
And then of course he turns out to be a bad guy, and he's we're not like the other hand. We're different, and it's how are you different in any way? And why are you separate from the hand at all? They don't really explain why. He's we like to do things different. How do you do anything different? You're still
we use
evil.
nunchucks.
They're still evil.
It seems like they just kind of operate slightly differently, but but
it's
still evil. So it doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't. Actually, they do pretty much the same. They try to do the same thing that the hand
almost
does.
do exactly the same
At the end. So it's you're not different at all. So what was the point of that before?
There's a lot of parts where they're talking about the hand and his name's Danny Rand. It's oh, I'm Danny Rand. Oh, I gotta fight the hand. I'm oh, someone needs to write an
Iron Fist rap.
An Iron Fist rap with all the parts where they a remix of all the parts where they talk about Rand and the hand and all this fucking nonsense words.
I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a scene in Iron Fist where he fights some guy and he's oh, I'm super injured. Who do I call? And then Rosario Dawson shows up.
Yeah. But she had already shown up in a completely natural way.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool for her character arc.
Mm-hmm.
Overarching all the shows.
Yeah.
So
okay, that's cool.
Yeah, once she shows up, the show gets a lot better. I think.
What episode is that in?
It's 5.
Okay.
Another fundamental problem with the show is the way it starts out.
Yeah,
because
the first 2 episodes are
So basically,
really
the way the show starts is that Danny Rand, the Iron Fist, he comes back to New York after being. Everyone thinks he's dead because.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. It's like Oliver Queen.
Everyone thinks him and his parents died in a plane crash.
Yeah, it's exactly Oliver Queen.
Except he lived and he was raised by monks and all that stuff.
So he was on an island.
Anyway, he comes back.
He was in.
He comes back
in another dimension where monks trained him.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of weird. They don't explain everything. They leave it a little bit open. but
He is like a billionaire. Right?
Yeah, he's also another millionaire.
he's another billionaire. So he comes back to New York, and he wants to get his company back. Like that's his goal at
For
the very
Ray
beginning.
Palmer.
And he just sort of walks into he's like, "Hey, I'm Danny Rand. Could I have my company back?" And they're like, of course they're like skeptical. It's like, Danny Rand is dead. Who are you? You know?
Yeah.
And he just can't understand why they don't believe he's Danny Rand.
Okay.
And that's like the first 3 episodes.
It's like almost 3 episodes.
Oh, that's terrible.
Of them like, I wonder if it's really Danny Rand or not. And there's a part where like they try to convince you like, oh, maybe he's crazy, maybe he really isn't Danny Rand. It's like, of course he is. The show's called Iron Fist. Of course he's who he says he is.
Rand.
We don't doubt him for a second.
So what you're saying is that they build up a stupid mystery thing that goes nowhere?
Well, we already know the answer to it, and if only he was just like, no, I'm Danny Rand. See, like, I knew you because of the thing. Remember we went to the place the one time? Then they would have been like, oh yeah, there's no way anyone but Danny Rand would have known that. I guess it's really him. Let's do a DNA test. And like,
Right.
but no, they're like, oh, he's got to be some crazy guy. I don't know. It's like,
He breaks into his own company and does all this crazy stuff.
and what's worse is like,
And it's like, what are you doing?
what's her
What are
name?
you doing?
Hogarth,
Yeah.
the lawyer, Trinity, the lawyer
Yeah.
she shows up, and she used to be the lawyer for Danny Rand's company.
Mhm.
So as soon as she shows up, he's like, "Oh, Hogarth, it's me, Danny Rand," and then she's like, "Danny Rand's dead, obviously." He's like, "No, but I remember the one time when we were in the place," and then she's like, "Oh, it is you," and it's like, why didn't you do that to the other people that you knew? Why?
Oh,
And
man.
Yeah.
And it's
That's really
like it takes
funny.
5 seconds.
This show
for him
sounds
to-
really aggravating to watch.
It's a little hard to get through the first few episodes, but I do really like a lot of the stuff in the show.
Yeah.
And I like these characters, and I want to see
Yeah.
these guys I want to see him interact with the other defenders. It's really more what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah, with most of these shows, a lot of the time, from the first couple episodes, they start off kind of slow, right?
Mhm.
But Daredevil starts off really, real good right away, right? Because he's
Yeah.
already Daredevil. It's not like
Yeah.
they don't even do they do the origin differently, right? And I find that most of the time, I'm just like, I have no idea where this is going, and I love it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time, with the Flash and the Arrow and those
Right,
shows,
yeah, they have,
it's
like, a
what's gonna happen in the. He's gonna fight the bad guy. That's what's
He's
gonna happen in the finale.
gonna fight
He's
a bunch
gonna
of-
win. It's like
He's gonna fight a bunch of one-time villains. Maybe I'll fight some villains that we already saw.
we'll bring in
before.
Oliver.
And then in
If
the
we're
last
watching
episode,
the Flash,
he's
they're
gonna
gonna
fight
bring
the
in.
bad guy,
Yeah.
and he's gonna win.
They're gonna
Yeah.
bring in the guys from the other shows, and they're
Yeah.
gonna.
The
Oh, what's that? And
crossover
only in the
between
second last
They'll
episode.
do a
But then in the
musical
last
episode of
episode,
Supergirl or whatever.
they're
Who
gonna
knows?
not use them because the show doesn't need them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
That was awesome in Arrow season 3 and Flash season 1. I think that was fun. I really loved that. I know I'm mocking it, but I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I
when
did really like
Oliver showed up in the Flash, and then the Flash showed up in
Yeah, that was a great crossover. That was like
It's funny. I only ever see 2 of you around here. It's almost like the studio couldn't afford another X-Men.
Deadpool's amazing.
I hope Deadpool 2 works out.
Yeah,
Or they should just keep making shorts like the
like the one at the beginning of
one at the beginning of Logan.
Yeah, like Pixar. It's
Like
like that.
Pixar. They should
It's
just-
like Pixar, but they're just Deadpool
But they're
shorts.
just Deadpool shorts.
And then you can buy the collection
And they
of them.
just play in front of every Marvel movie.
Or every would they? Yeah,
I feel like they could work
I
that
feel like
out.
what Fox and
Fox and Disney. I think
yeah.
I feel like they'd be like, come on, we'll give you a few monies to, we'll split you'll get a little percentage of the thing if we show your.
And then Deadpool can make fun of the fact that Fox and Disney are finally working together.
Yeah. That'd be great. So what's your Marvel rankings? You're gonna go.
Oh yeah,
on about
I was
that?
going to go through all of them
Okay.
and my reasonings for them. So
Okay. Start from the bottom.
I'm starting from the bottom and I'm going up.
Good.
So
What's your?
so number 14 is Thor: The Dark Thor.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna.
So,
I gotta
I
agree
can-
with
I-
you.
because
yeah,
it's the most forgettable. I have no desire to watch it again, and the villain was terrible. I remember him because he's forgettable. Loki's probably the best part of this movie, but then it's like,
Look,
is
see,
he? But
the
then
movie's only good for like one scene.
yeah,
And it's when Thor's like, okay, I'm gonna break. Loki, I need your help to break
Yeah.
into the place. And like, there's
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
yeah.
like sequence where
Yeah.
Loki helps him, and then like immediately after that, Loki fakes his death and is like,
Yeah.
oh, he's gone now.
And
Yeah.
Thor believes it.
And
Why
for
would
some-
he believe
and for
it?
some reason,
Yeah.
Thor believes him, even
Yeah,
though
I-
Loki's faked his death like a couple
Two
times
other times.
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
already.
Yeah.
By this point,
Yeah.
and so like he should.
He constantly lies to him. Like, why would we believe that? Okay. Well, next on
He's
the
like
list.
basically the god of lies.
Yeah. That's
I
his-
think-
that's
okay.
his thing.
I usually
He's the god of trickery.
I don't know if
Oh, I'm dead for real this time.
I don't know. I feel like I should switch these two around. I have Iron Man 2 and the Incredible Hulk. So I put Iron Man 2 below the Incredible Hulk, but I think I should put it above because Iron Man 2 has Black Widow, and the Incredible Hulk is good for about a third, and then it's kind of ridiculous.
Black Widow has one cool
Yeah.
action scene.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, no. I think
And-
I'll keep it how it is.
I feel like
Iron Man
half
2 as,
the
as a
I
whole.
feel like
as a-
half the reason that Black
Yeah.
Widow is there
Yeah.
is so that Jon Favreau can look at her while she's changing in the back of the car.
Yeah.
Like
Imagine directing that scene. It's like I can
imagine directing that scene.
Can you
Scarlett
can you,
Johansson is
can you
fucking
change
gorgeous.
again? I need you to change again. Like,
I imagined directing that scene last night.
I'm sorry, cut. We got to do that. We got to do that at least a
Okay,
few more times.
yeah,
At least
so
a
Iron
couple
Man 2
times.
because it's better. Okay, so Iron Man 2 is in the bottom because it has the cool Black Widow scene, and Thor 2 has nothing to offer. Also, Sam Rockwell's great in that movie.
That's true. He does really help
amazing.
that
He's
movie.
great in that
So-
movie. And he's not as bad as the main villain of Iron Man 2 is terrible. Like he's pretty he's got character motivation, but like he's pretty dumb. Like he's not a smart man.
He's generic Russian.
If he
bad
wants to
guy.
kill Tony Stark, he could have used a sniper rifle. But no, he uses the most convoluted method possible. He digs up old technology and research, builds an arc reactor. What does he do with it? He doesn't make an Iron Man suit. He makes fucking whips. Like, what an idiot! Like, he could have made a gun. He could just walk up to Tony Stark with a gun and shot him. But
If
no,
you could make God bleed,
like.
people would no longer believe
If
in
you can make him bleed by shooting him in the leg. it's dumb. Okay, so yeah, the Incredible Hulk
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
it's I put it up above that because the first third is really good, and then it just kind of subsequently degrades as you go
Yeah.
through the film.
The first
and
act
the end
is
fight
really
is way
solid.
too, and also
Yeah.
the end fight is way too long. But
Mhm.
most of the action is really good.
The first act is really good.
Yeah.
Then the second act is a little bit worse than the first act, and the third act is a little bit worse than the second act.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like two big CGI guys that
Yeah.
are hard
Yeah.
to relate to, and it's dark and grimy, and they just
Yeah.
punch each other for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're like, what even am I watching anymore?
Yeah.
At least he says Hulk smash, so that's pretty
yeah,
good.
that's pretty good. Okay, so then
Other
after,
than that,
above
it's like,
that,
what
I
is
have Iron Man 3 because I know that one's kind of
Mhm.
but one, it's good, and two, it's consistent. And I know people are like, oh, there's only like 22 minutes of Iron Man the film. Well, like if you like math out, like if you, I timed the highway fight in Winter Soldier, it's about 7 minutes long. I mean, action scenes aren't that long in movies.
No, but like I think the problem that people have with Iron Man 3 is he's only in the suit as Iron Man
Yeah,
for like a couple scenes.
but it's but like I don't have a problem with that though.
But
Like, that doesn't really that doesn't take away from the movie for me because the movie wasn't really about him. The movie's about I know it's got a stupid, pointless character.
it's got
arc
a
that
dumb
gets-
character arc that
gets
doesn't
fixed
matter
in-
by the
It
next
gets
movie.
fixed in Civil
Yeah.
War, but the dumb character arc is like him learning to not be Iron Man, right?
Yeah,
So,
But
and
then
there's-
it's
and there are
Iron
and
Man,
there are-
yeah.
and there are scenes and there are
then
scenes.
the Russo brothers have to fix it. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, then we
I was Iron Man.
I blew up all my suits.
No, but I like
I would never do
as
it
a
again.
self-contained
And then
like
as a
self-contained movie, it works fine.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I say it's better.
But it's also kind of dumb still.
Yeah.
It's like I am Iron Man. It's like no, you're not.
The ending, the ending is completely stupid. But as a film as a whole, it's more consistent than The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, that's true. It is.
Yes, you are.
And like it's better acted and like
Are you
like
podcasting?
a little bit.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night. Okay, so next on the list I have the first Thor.
Thor: The First Thor.
For the first Thor, because I really like. It's a really cool character story.
Yeah.
But my main problem with the first Thor is that once he gets his hammer back,
He just, wins.
He wins.
He just
And the
wins.
movie is over.
Yeah.
So that's my
Yeah.
problem with it.
That's true.
I have Doctor Strange above it because it's basically the same movie, but he doesn't win like right away. Like,
Yeah.
he actually
Doctor Strange
is
has. I think it has a little more to it.
it has a little more to it than
Yeah.
Thor, and the action scenes in Doctor Strange are all like I really love the
One thing I wish
the
that,
one where they're inside the city that's
Right.
folding inside of itself.
Mhm.
That one's really cool.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
really cool visuals.
It's really
cool
creative and
visuals.
stuff.
I wish that Doctor Strange had more character stuff. Like what?
Yeah, they sort
Yeah.
of just start some character
Yeah.
stuff and it just doesn't go.
No, but the
Doesn't
thing,
really go
and I'm sure Thor has more character stuff, but like the characters are kind of
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Thor's the only like real character that
Yeah.
we care about.
Yeah.
But his character stuff is really good.
But what about Kat Dennings' iPod? What about Kat Dennings' iPod?
What about Kat Dennings' great character arc and whether or not she's gonna get her iPod back?
Yeah, no. So then above Doctor Strange, I put the first Captain America because the first Captain America is like a really good character story.
Yeah, Captain
And
America, the first
The first Captain America. The only problem I have with that one is that it's pretty much that at the end they kind of montage through some of the action stuff, and then the ending is like a little rushed. But like, other than that, it's solid.
Well, do you feel
it's
that one has the same problem with Thor? Is like as soon as he becomes like full Captain America in the suit with the shield, he just wins for the rest of the movie?
Not necessarily.
I guess he loses Bucky.
He loses Bucky, and he can't get drunk, so that's really sad. And then he has to like kill himself a little bit at the end, and also also everyone he loves dies.
No, but that doesn't happen till later.
That happens.
Like,
that's the last scene of the movie.
Yeah, but it's not even.
He wakes up. That's the last scene of the movie.
But that's not the that feels like a post credit scene, right?
Yeah, I have a couple problems with Captain America. One, it feels very montagey.
Yeah,
where so he's like Captain America, like from him, like just as Steve Rogers, regular, really small guy who wants to fight, to
when he's like in the costume and actually Captain America.
Yeah, and then that's like it's like a movie, and then it sort of goes into montage territory, where it's just showing him being Captain America a bunch.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like disjointed. It kind of screws up the pacing of the movie.
Yeah,
and then it's like train scene with Bucky dying, and then it's like and then it sort of becomes a movie again.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And so that kind of like montagey bit in the middle, it's kind of cool because it's like, oh, it's Captain America.
Yeah. He's Captain America. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like
I know
propaganda stuff,
pacing,
but it kind of screws up the pacing.
But I put Captain America above Doctor Strange because part of watching Doctor Strange for me, I kind of get this vibe of like rushed MCU, like we gotta get this out because it's Doctor Strange and it's in the MCU.
Second problem. I forgot the second problem.
Yeah,
that's kind of a nitpick with the movie. It's the way SHIELD tries to ease Captain America into the real world is like really dumb, because what they do is they pretend that he's still in 1945, except they play like so stupid. They play a baseball game that happens earlier, like that he was at, like like he's like, I went to that baseball game in 1943. I'm not. What's going on here? And it's like, why would you're SHIELD? Why would you do that? That's so dumb.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
They wouldn't do reruns
after the war. So, like, there's no chance that he would recognize it.
Yeah. Why would you do one that he could remember? That was. It's more of a nitpick than anything else.
It's a very like it's a total like it's a fuck up. You know, like SHIELD shouldn't fuck that up.
No, they're like
it seems like whoever was in charge of like designing the 40s radio was just like, oh, I gotta find a radio broadcast from 1940s. Okay, here's the first one I found.
Yeah.
1943, that's probably fine. And they just like throw it in. But like they didn't like stop to think like, oh wait, when was he?
When did he supposedly die?
When did he supposedly die? Let's just play one like after that. So
Yeah.
There's no chance that he.
So they sort of just screwed
Yeah.
that up, and it just doesn't make sense that S.H.I.E.L.D. would mess that up.
Yeah.
So that's more of a nitpick, but it's still.
Yeah, it's just like they have to get something for him to realize that this isn't the 40s.
Yeah.
Or for him to realize like
it's
something
though.
wrong.
It's not like a real thing, but like as movies as a whole, though, I think it's better because Doctor Strange feels like rushed MCU.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah, I think the character stuff in like the first half of Captain America is better than like makes up for it. Like makes it better than than Doctor
That's
Strange.
true.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, the other problem is like
I
some
say
of
it's
the-
better because it feels way less rushed.
but some of the special effects don't hold up
in Captain America, the
Yeah.
first one.
in like the second half of it. Like when they're in if you watch it again, like when they're in the
Well, I mean,
Hydra bunker at the end and he's like jumping on the chain and stuff like that and
right.
they're like driving the cars like, okay, that's a pretty terrible looking green screen. But like all the effects in like Doctor Strange are like on point. But to be fair, I think it has
But damn, Doctor Strange came out last year.
Came out more recent.
Will it still hold up?
came out more recently and they probably had more money
Yeah.
because Captain America
America's
was
like the fifth.
was a period piece, so like
Right.
that's a large chunk of the budget already.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Yeah.
it's but it is noticeable, and also
It does the 40s really well though.
it's hard
That's
to
the
go.
other thing.
Oh no,
I never think for a second that I'm not watching like the 40s, like,
Mhm.
and it's all like very real. Like it's like
the
not,
costumes and everything is
Yeah.
like on point.
Yeah, it doesn't
just,
look like it doesn't look like they went out and they bought costumes that
Yeah.
said 19.
And also all the money I think went into making him look skinny,
that's a really good looking.
which looks great.
That-
Like,
that
I
does
always
always
forget
look good.
that like he's not.
Yeah, that's probably one of the
that's
best
not what he
effects.
looks
That's
like.
the one of the best effects.
So-
So don't say the special effects don't hold up.
I just mean
that's one of the best
in-
special
Well,
effects.
that
in
looks great,
in movies,
but there's
like,
a couple
yeah,
other
yeah.
effects that don't work as well.
Like when you watch you go and you watch.
Good night, boys.
Okay, you go and you watch Rogue One with the Grand Moff Tarkin face, which
Yeah.
was weird, and then you see Princess Leia's face and it's weird. You see Chris Evans on this skinny dude and it's fine.
Yeah, because it's his actual
It is
face.
his
Yeah.
face.
It's not a face. It's not. They didn't film a like Michael Cera and then like CGI his face so
Yeah.
different.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so I wanna go up the I wanna have above that. I have Ant-Man above that because
Okay.
Alright.
I think Ant-Man has a lot of great character stuff, but like also Ant-Man is too freaking hilarious and actually like a pretty well put together movie. And the movie doesn't get uninterest. The movie gets more interesting as he becomes Ant-Man, not less interesting. Because he's
Yeah, that's true. Because he's
'Cause
still
he-
got to do all this training montage.
yeah, because they montage through the training, not the action.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why. That's why. That
that's
was
a-
my
yes,
main
That
point.
that automatically makes it slightly better.
That's
than
why.
Captain
That's why I
America.
put it above
Yes.
Captain America because they're
That's a good point.
yeah.
All right, you got me.
Yeah. So next I have Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Okay.
Because it's a really it's actually
Yeah.
like, as much as it's like kind of a bit of a mess. It's not the fault of. It's more of like a. That's more of like a studio thing.
Yeah,
And
it's also
and the
tricky.
director did the best he could with what he was
It
given.
really does feel like a studio movie.
Yeah.
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 It's also tricky because
Yeah.
it's not a movie. It's an episode.
Yeah. It's but,
part
that's,
two.
but there's some really
Yeah.
great. There's a lot
It's
of
the
great
in between.
Yeah.
It's it's the episode.
Yeah.
It's like what happens between Avengers and Civil War.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
Age of Ultron is.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of tricky
Yeah.
because like it's like character arcs are in the middle of an arc, so like
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
really feels resolved or anything after
Yeah.
it and stuff like that.
Yeah. But
So-
like it's still like really good though. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of really great moments, and I
Yeah.
think it's like I think people were expecting something different because the trailers were super dark, and then the movie was just like the same as the last movie.
Yeah.
And also, like they not only do they introduce more characters than were in Civil War, that were introduced in Civil War.
Yeah.
But they have to do the origins of all these characters.
Yeah.
Where Civil War does no origins.
Yeah.
And they just show up.
Yeah.
So, like...
They explain... They'll explain characters.
It's much harder to do that many origins in one movie while balancing all the other characters. And so I think you gotta give Age of Ultron a lot of credit for what it was able to accomplish.
Yeah.
With, like, how... What a balancing act it is. Yeah.
So then, okay. So after that, I have Iron Man.
Yeah.
The first Iron Man. The first Iron Man.
I mean, that may be... Like, the only problem with that one really is, like, what we were talking about.
Yeah, with Obadiah.
Yeah,
that's about it, though.
The end.
That's about it. The rest of it is a fantastic character story.
Great.
Everything is... It's just like... It's just as funny as Ant-Man, with just as much character as Captain America. So how about that?
Yeah. Maybe, I think more... Like, I feel like more character. I feel like that's the most character development that we've got in like, a main hero in any MCU.
Really, well, I beg to differ.
Okay.
Because we're going up the list.
All right.
Okay, so after that is The Avengers, because The Avengers is a fantastic movie, and I have almost
just because it's like so fun.
Just because it's so fun and so and like
it's pretty great.
Yeah.
One of the only things is like it doesn't work as well the more you watch it.
Yeah.
Because you know all the jokes.
You know all the jokes. Yeah, but like as a movie though, it's
still really great.
If I'll watch it like once every couple of years.
And I still enjoy it.
And I remember the one time I was having a birthday party, and I was just like waiting for my friends to come, so I put on The Avengers.
Right.
Because it's super fun.
Yeah. The only real problems
kind of,
I have with it are like really nitpicky stuff.
And so it's really solid. After that, I have Guardians of the Galaxy because it's way more rewatchable than The Avengers is.
Yeah, it's just
it does everything The Avengers did without 5 movies of build-up.
Which
is really impressive.
That's impressive.
It's true. It's not as fan servicey.
Yeah,
but it doesn't need to be.
Yeah,
and
it does something like it's actually really impressive.
Yeah, it's just as fun as The Avengers, but more rewatchable.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Like I remember once we watched it like 2 days in a row. And we were still just
we didn't care because it was so good. Yeah. So next I have number 2. I have Civil War, and that makes Winter Soldier number 1. So this is when the real debate comes in because you said you like Civil War better. And
I like Civil War better.
I like Winter Soldier better because when I watch Winter Soldier, I see it as like a surgical film. Like every scene is in there for a reason, and you never feel like you like it, and the story flows really well because of that. It feels like a really good movie. Also, not just like I'm watching a good superhero movie or I'm watching a good comic movie. It feels like a really good movie.
What about the scene where?
Yeah.
What about the scene where Pierce kills his what's her name? The fucking
the maid.
The maid.
Yeah.
How about that scene?
The
you can cut that scene.
Yeah.
I feel like you can cut that scene.
Yeah, that's about it. But I mean, it's like
it's to show
is that your only problem?
That's the reveal that he's a bad guy too, which was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh man, he's bad.
Yeah.
He killed the cleaning lady.
No, but like
it's real bad.
No, but like
he killed that poor cleaning lady.
Probably the only that's one. That's like pick any other scene in the movie, and you're not gonna have that problem. It's like it's so tight. Like
I just trying to find one.
It's so tight. And the thing with I put it above Civil War for 2 reasons because they're both. I think the action is just as good in both movies.
You know, I think certain parts are even better in Winter Soldier. Because I really like the big battle in Civil War. Like that was probably the highlight in terms of But like the Nick Fury car chase.
That's great. So good. Yeah, I found the fighting
and the tanker was also really great.
Yeah. Sorry, Dan. You said anything else?
There's a rawness to it in Winter Soldier.
Yeah, because there's like a scene where he gets hit with a grenade launcher, just goes flying, and then crashes through a bus. Like the
stakes feel higher because the first time you're seeing it, you don't really know. Like you haven't seen this kind of action in the MCU yet.
Yeah, and so it's pretty jarring when he first hits a guy off.
Jarring. And the first time
actually made that boat kick really intense because they're like, no, this is they want to establish the director's we want to show you this is our Captain America. This is the new Captain America. This is what he's going to be like. He's going to be kicking people off of boats like this.
Yeah.
with this kind of sound mixing. It's really well sound mixed.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
As far
But,
as
like,
action goes, like
yeah, but
you watch action in other movies, you're like that aren't directed by James Cameron, and you're just like these just aren't a sound mixed as well.
Right.
Because I put
That's
James
true.
Cameron action like right next to like as far as like peak movie action. I think James Cameron, then I think Russo brothers.
Really?
Yeah.
You put because for me,
I'm sorry, Mr. Mad Max.
when I think action,
Yeah.
I think of action movies first.
Yeah.
Where I don't necessarily think of James Cameron
That's why
movies
I think of James
as
Cameron.
action movies.
I think of them.
Even though a lot of them
they're more action horror. The more I've thought
some of them
about
are
it.
action horror, but some of
Almost
them are
all of them are.
Some of them
There's
are
always
epics.
something really like something trying to kill the people. Like
Yeah, but
Right.
yeah, like the iceberg.
yeah.
It's gonna
The
get
water and the iceberg.
Terminator 2 is kind of dark, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
call it a horror movie.
Yeah, it's not really
No.
horror.
No, but there is elements of horror though.
It's much more action.
Yeah.
The
like,
first
it's
Terminator
it's
movie is a
suspense.
horror
The
movie.
first one, yeah.
First one more so, yeah.
Yeah. It's like
It's like
no, but
because it's
it's a robot
yeah.
trying to kill
Yeah.
a girl. Like,
yeah,
it's-
Yeah.
it's like you can't stop them. What are
Yeah.
we gonna? What are we gonna do to stop them? We can't do
we
anything.
can't. We're just gonna run away.
Yeah.
And the thing with Winter Soldier is that I think the action is a lot more creative than Civil War because there's the boat fight, there's a car chase,
Mhm.
there's a
There's a
scene
good-
where there's a
good
there's
car
a scene
chase in
where
Civil War.
yeah, but it's not. I'll explain in a second why I don't like that one as much. So there's a part where Captain America jumps out of an elevator and then first he
Oh,
takes
the
down an
elevator
entire
fight.
there's
That
an
was-
elevator
that
fight.
was-
Then
that
he
was
jumps out of the
pretty-
elevator. Then he takes down a helicarrier. No, not a helicarrier. A Quinjet.
Yeah.
I freaking love that one. And then there's the highway fight, which is amazing, and then there's the whole helicarrier fight. It's all so different, but it's all like so good and like really top tier, right?
Mm.
Civil War, almost back to back. There's a scene where there's some guys trying to get Bucky. So the SWAT guys trying to get Bucky, and then Captain America's with Bucky, and they're stopping the SWAT guys, and then
That's
Black
pretty
Panther's chasing after Bucky, and that's a really good chase and stuff, right? But then almost immediately after that, there's a scene where everyone's trying to get Bucky again, and it feels kind of tired at that point. It's like did I just
Yeah.
watch this? Yes, I did.
But isn't
That's-
it?
Well,
It's a little
Isn't
okay.
the next scene him like the next action scene him breaking out?
The next action scene is Bucky breaking out.
yeah,
That's different then. They're not trying to get him. He's breaking out.
Yeah, but it's still like it's still guys on foot going after Bucky.
But it's more he's going after them. At that
No,
point.
he's just trying to get away, and they're trying to stop him.
But he's got to get out of a place.
Yeah, he's trying to get out of a place instead of
Instead of
getting away from people. But the difference is way less. Like it's such a slight difference as opposed to it's like find the two difference. Like it's like oh, Iron Man's in this scene.
Right.
Black Panther's not wearing his costume in this scene. Like it's like the differences are way less.
I think one of the things that's great in Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
the like when the first one
yeah
car chase with Nick Fury.
yeah
Firstly, like it almost comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like suddenly, oh, you're in a car chase now.
yeah
But it's not just a car chase. It's like no, Nick Fury's like being hunted, and like he could die. And you like really feel that,
yeah.
and you feel and
Oh yeah, you feel that like as soon as he's like, because like right away, like I'm trying to remember when it feels like almost right away he gets like really injured and then like does the
well because they
two cars come up on it,
they
crash
into his car and then start like they bring out a fucking huge battering ram that's like hitting his window.
Yeah.
But it's like super spy window, so it doesn't break instantly.
Yeah.
And then he has the gun. Yeah, so there's a lot of great stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where I think, in Civil War, a lot of the action is more.
Look at all these characters.
It's like it's harder to like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like the character. Yeah, it's trickier. It's tricky. I think it's just trickier to do stuff like that, where it's like really high concept, like intense action.
When you have enhanced individuals
When you
beyond,
have because you don't
this
really
guy has a shield and he's strong.
because all the action, like you don't really feel like anyone's gonna die in any of those scenes. At least not until the last fight.
Yeah. No, the last fight's really intense. I think that's
So you think
the last fight's the one that makes it
Because like
it's
it's just like the question isn't like are they gonna die in this fight? It's like
right?
is Winter Soldier gonna get away or not?
Yeah.
So
No, because all the other ones are so intense.
Because like when Winter
Black Widow
Soldier
gets shot in the highway fight. Like there's a part where she's running, she's like, get down, boom, gets shot. And she's like, like breathing up against the car, like holy crap. And you see, and then Winter Soldier hops in the car behind her and goes, so it's like, and then Captain America's ring it goes, boom, and then he comes and then he punches the shield and goes, boom, and it's amazing. So. Yeah. So just me talking about it, you got excited, right? I can't do that for Civil War. I'm actually panicking right now.
When Winter Soldier's going after the guy with the knife, going after Cap with the knife, he's trying to kill him.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And if he lands any of those blows, where like any of the other fights, he's not trying to kill anyone in Civil War, and like even the fights where he gets like mind control and stuff, it's more like he's trying to get away, and like it's not as visceral and as like intense.
Yeah.
So I think you're right about the action being a little bit better in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Or whoever said that.
I said that. Yeah.
Thinking. Okay. Now, do you think that Pierce is a better villain than Zemo?
Yeah. I think
because that's hard.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's a hard question.
My thing is that I think Zemo's plan is way too convoluted, and I think Pierce is a guy.
It's kind of cool though.
Zemo's plan.
It's convoluted, but it's like
it's a cool idea, but like it's just
his plan is convoluted, but it's also simple.
Yeah,
which is why it's like
a simple
weird.
idea, but he executes it very.
Get Stark and Steve in the same room and show him the tape. That's all his plan. That's his whole plan.
Yeah.
But to get them.
But think about this in the beginning. Does he already know what's on the tape? Like. Because he asks the guy. He says mission report December 16th.
That's the thing. He's got to find out.
Does he know what it's already on it, or does he just want to know where it is? Because he's asking the guys if he doesn't know what's on it.
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. See.
Oh, good point.
That's true.
Yeah, because that's weird.
Yeah, think about that.
Oh no.
See, the point is that I figured this out. I figured it out, Dan, and it comes down to character arcs. And the thing is that with Zemo, it's Captain. I'm going to talk about Captain America's character arc for Winter Soldier and Civil War, and why the Winter Soldier one is better. But also that the thing is that Zemo's plan revolves around the fact that it's a misdirect.
Yeah.
And it's not, so it takes away from Captain America's character arc, because Captain America's character arc in Civil War isn't, should I tell Iron Man that I know Hydra killed his parents, and then he suffers because he didn't give out that information. That's not his character arc in the movie.
Right.
That's just a plot twist at the end.
Right.
His character, like, what is it, then what does that make his arc in the movie?
His arc is, I wanted to keep my friend alive.
Yeah, but like...
I care about my friend,
right?
Yeah, who's a victim.
But it just feels like
from Hydra.
It's a move out of left field, and sure, it's cool the first time you watch it, but on subsequent rewatches, it takes away from the overall film, because Winter Soldier, it's about like he's like good and evil made sense back in the day. It really doesn't now. I don't know what I'm doing. I just want to do the right thing, but I don't know what that is anymore. Right. And sure, he's doing what he thinks is right by the end of Winter Soldier, but like. It still has a lot of repercussions. Like a bunch of helicarriers fall out of the sky, and like.
Civil War is more of an Iron Man movie than it is a Captain America movie, to an extent, because it's more about him going through.
It's more about him going through an arc
than Captain America.
But I feel like the
Captain America sort of takes a backseat.
I feel like the title character should have an arc though, and
that was kind of
the title character has one of the weakest arcs.
It was a bit of I don't know if I say a mistake to call it Captain America. But it's like an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
But it focuses way more on Iron Man than it does on...
It might have well been called Avengers.
On Captain America.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It made sense to me.
It made sense.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah.
Because it's like this... It's like the second
they still touch on all of the Captain America characters.
It's like the second half of the Winter Soldier story plus Civil War.
Yeah.
Plus the rest of the Avengers and stuff.
I still think Civil War is really good, but Winter Soldier has like a few things that I put above it.
Yeah,
it's a much smaller story.
Yeah,
like,
so it's
while it's like the whole Hydra thing is a big reveal, and it's like
but
it's more contained.
Yeah, the big reveal doesn't take away from anyone's character arc. Though.
The Civil War sort of
adds to the movie, and it makes for really interesting themes and stuff. Like the fact is that Winter Soldier is someone who Captain America who is one of his friends, and now he's a bad guy who's like I know it's like he's been brainwashed and stuff, but it functions as like an allegory for like who can you really trust because this is your friend who's now a villain.
Yeah. Right.
Captain America Winter Soldier can like stand better on its own. Civil War is better because of the movies that precede it.
That's true.
While Winter Soldier, it's like you could watch it as just a movie, and it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a cool
Was
movie.
Civil War better or worse because it takes advantage of its continuity?
I think you got to commend it because we haven't seen a movie like that where like
it takes advantage of so much
like
of
8 years of continuity.
And it takes advantage of
it was probably a much more difficult film to make.
Yeah.
In comparison to Winter Soldier, which was much more simple.
But that doesn't make Winter Soldier worse, though.
No,
I think it's more admirable, but I don't know if it's better.
No.
That's a hard.
Yeah.
I think because I think it like the arcs in Civil War. I think it gets cluttered a little because they have the whole Registration Act.
Yeah. I feel like
and that becomes the conflict for a while. But really, the conflict is Tony never got to say goodbye to his parents, and he never got he never got
closure.
He never was able to deal with that loss.
Yeah.
And now he finds out that the guy who killed them is right there.
Yeah.
And then the reverse of that is Steve is, from the 40s, and he just wants his one friend back.
Yeah.
It's the only guy he knows.
Yeah.
And
like all his friends are dead.
All his friends are dead.
That's
his girlfriend died.
Like the whole funeral thing was was well done because it's like it's like shows how he has no one left. It's just Bucky.
Yeah.
No, that's the other thing I really like about you want to compare? I want to talk about Agent 13 in both movies because in Winter Soldier, Agent 13 is just like this cute neighbor, and then she's like, by the way, I'm also an agent. So he's like, who the fuck do I trust? Like, what's up with that? Like, that's kind of weird. Like, he's like, he was just some girl he flirts with sometimes. But turns out, she's a spy.
I like to do your laundry sometimes.
It's like, by the way, she's a spy. Like that's and that just adds so much.
Everyone's a spy.
I just think it's a cool. It's just another interesting layer.
I wish. Damn it!
And then
there was a deleted scene in Winter Soldier where Hawkeye goes after him.
No, it's not a deleted scene. It was just a concept they never actually filmed. I tried to find it.
Well, it was the
original script though,
where Hawkeye was gonna go after them. Because Shield, he's working for Shield, and Shield's like, you got to go after Cap, but then he ends up letting them go.
Right.
But I think that would have helped because the part when he goes to Falcon, and they're like, oh, their friends are trying to kill us. It's like, no, they're not. You haven't gone to Tony. You haven't gone to any of the other.
No, but it makes sense within the
You immediately go to this one guy.
That's true.
That
you ran around the block with.
But if you watch Winter Soldier, though, it makes sense within the movie that Tony would be doing whatever else.
No, I totally get it.
Actually, I kind of.
If you want to stay on the down low, you don't talk to Tony Stark.
I kind of do.
Tony Stark is not a down low kind of guy.
I kind of get why he goes to see Falcon
because Falcon has military training and he knows how to keep people on the deal.
So the whole movie.
As soon as Falcon enters them in his house, he looks around he's high alert, right?
I think that would have. I just think that one kind of plot, maybe a plot hole, would have been resolved if they kept that.
If they kept that scene,
So I think the Falcon thing, with him going to see Falcon, makes sense because the whole movie is him trying to figure out how to live in this new world.
Yeah.
And Falcon is something relatable. He's just a soldier guy like him.
Yeah.
Who came back
and I love this
came back from war and was like, this is not I wasn't I wasn't prepared for this. I wasn't ready to go back to civilized life after that.
Yeah.
And so he goes to someone that's
relatable
and familiar. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why because it's a character story.
Falcon is really cool. I love the scene when because they have two scenes before the scene where he goes to his house. The first scene is just them running, right? And that's great because one, it brings back the motif from Captain America: The First Avenger, making this one of the only films in the MCU with thematic continuity.
Oh, the song,
Yeah. This has my favorite score in the MCU. Winter Soldier has my favorite score in the MCU.
Yeah. You got me on the music on that one.
Yeah,
the music is better.
Yeah.
I would say.
And
it works for that movie.
Yeah. Also, so with the second scene is them talking to the support.
I remember.
And the thing is that Hunter kind of touched on this, but the point I like to make is that the fact is that he's a World War II veteran, he's an Afghanistan veteran, but they both have. But the fact is that PTSD is the same for both of them though, and it's just a really cool like way to throw Captain America back into the modern world,
right?
Kind of function as he's relatable and stuff. I think that's really interesting. Also, Captain America has that list at the beginning of pop culture. That's amazing.
That was a funny thing.
Imagine if they wrote Community on them.
Oh my gosh! And maybe they wanted to, guys.
Okay, I will argue why Civil War is the best. It's because when he's fighting Tony, he says, I could do this all day.
Yeah.
That's why.
He doesn't say that. Yes, but Dan, a line, I'd like to mention another line in Civil War. So there's a part where Everett Ross says, people are dead now. Who would be alive? And that's a pretty stupid line. Yes, that's how being dead works.
Well, yeah.
It's like Dark Knight-esque dialogue.
I can't comment on I can neither confirm nor deny that General Ross had some dumb lines.
Yeah, there's a little bit of iffy, like I can't think of.
But I think that's a brilliant moment.
Yeah.
To pull back an idea from the very beginning of the first Captain America movie.
Yeah.
And they don't even tell you, remember in the first Captain America movie when he was getting beat up in that apple? He just says it.
Yeah.
And if you remember that part, it's like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah. But here's the thing: is that
because he's just trying to hold on to that time when he was getting beat up in an alley for telling assholes to stop yelling at the movie.
And then Civil War is now. Civil War is Bucky was the one saving Captain Steve from bullies, and now Steve is the one saving Bucky from bullies.
Yeah.
So it's kind of brings back that. And I absolutely love Civil War, and I absolutely love Winter Soldier. It's like I put Winter Soldier just slightly higher because of certain things.
Yeah.
It's like they're both fantastic, and I think they're the pinnacle of MCU filmmaking and some of the best comic book films of all time.
Yeah, that's a good debate. Which is which?
It's the slightest bit higher. It's so close.
It's tighter.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
And
it's like the
because
beginning
there's
of, it's like the
less
beginning
going
of Cars,
on.
And when they have that race and you don't know who won because they have to look over it on the camera or whatever, and it's like, oh, 3-way time. It's like that, and then they have to do the race after that. That's what I felt like ranking these movies. I ranked the ranking the MCU was racing all these cars. These ones are obviously better, right? and then two of them make it through the top. I have to make these two race each other, and we have to go in depth on both of these.
Right. Yeah, it's true.
The other thing is that Agent 13 in Civil War versus Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier, she's this spy, and that's who you trust, right? In Civil War, it's I'm going to blatantly tell you your character motivation for the rest of the movie.
But I think it fits though.
It fits. It does fit. It does fit Peggy's character. If you watch Agent Carter,
it touches completely really cool, on who Peggy was as a person, and why I think their Cap and Peggy's relationship is the best non-relationship in film history. They kiss once and then she gets old and dies. But they have this weird chemistry.
Yeah.
They're not even that great a couple in the first movie.
No.
But what they've built on that is so strong.
Mm-hmm.
And like when she dies, you really feel it, even though like you know she's just like a pretty good character in the first one.
Yeah.
Well, that's another really good scene. Is the where he goes and sees Peggy in the hospital when she's like
Winter Soldier,
and she has like dementia or something.
Yeah.
And it's
heartbreaking,
really depressing,
and
sad. It's really well done.
Yeah, because after it's like, Steve, you're alive. You came back. I wasn't gonna be my best girl. It's like, oh gosh, it's like getting you punches you in the punches you right in the feels. I mean,
right in the feels.
Right in the feels.
Yeah.
Those feels are really feeling.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what's worse like that. that scene where she's like forgets him for a second,
Yeah.
or like when she dies,
dead.
when she's
I
dead,
don't know what's
which
worse,
is more heartbreaking.
dead Peggy or dementia Peggy. We'll have to put I think that should be the thumbnail. It's just like the versus
her casket.
versus like her in a hospital bed. It's like,
Oh, I have a question. Has any of you seen like all the Justice League trailers that have been out?
No.
I saw the
I just
one
watched the first
Aquaman on the Batmobile.
Okay.
I haven't seen.
I saw the second
Because
one.
I'm wondering if they're doing the like Superman versus Batman thing where they show Doomsday and like they show
the
whole
second
movie.
trailer doesn't show Doomsday or anything. It's just like
Okay.
look at
Because like
it shows some action.
they
stuff.
haven't
It's just
shown
like, look
Superman
at
yet, have
here's
they?
no, they haven't.
Okay.
They've shown set.
And were you reminded of
They've
that?
shown
because the
pictures
casting
from the set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've shown like pictures
Yeah.
from the set.
No, it's just
and
like
that's
look
it.
here's some
Okay.
here's all
And
the
he pretty much
characters.
looks the same. Like
Does he
It's
have
a
the
lot of
black
it's-
outfit? And
No, a lot of it's like
just
does he have a
the
mullet?
No.
Oh.
He looks the same.
Danny.
Why not?
Danny, a lot of it's like
Hashtag mullet for
yeah,
Superman.
a lot of it's like the first.
Just added in post.
It's like the first trailer for the Avengers, so it's like, look,
Right.
here's all the characters in the same movie.
Yeah.
Here's some action stuff. You don't really know what's going on though. Also, here's some people talking in rooms because
Mhm.
we had that in the last trailer. That's about it. That's the whole trailer.
Okay.
So you can watch it if you want.
That's
the song, right? It's kind of cool. I mean, you can watch it if you want, but I'm still not sold because DC has a huge character problem.
Yeah. I was talking to Hunter about this before, but like the weirdest thing to me about like all these
Superman doesn't have a character
No,
motivation.
the Justice League. It's like Justice League, the movie coming out finally. Look at the Justice League poster.
Yeah.
There's no Superman on any of the promotional material.
Right.
When I think Justice League, Superman's the first thing I think of.
Yeah.
It's so weird to not have.
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And
Like,
I
obviously he's dead, so like you
it's
can't.
still I still
like,
find
it's
it weird that Cyborg is one of the first.
Yeah, we gotta get Cyborg.
Like I guess they're like, oh, we don't want to make another. We don't want to bring Green Lantern back yet.
Yeah,
We're still feeling fallout from that movie that we made.
Yeah.
Because fucking DC.
You know what's super weird? The guy who directed Casino Royale.
Yeah, I know.
What's up with that?
It's like what happened?
Casino Royale.
No, the other one.
Green Lantern and Casino Royale, same
Really?
guy.
Like what happened with that movie? It's like it's bad.
It's not poorly
To be honest, I
directed,
haven't seen Green Lantern in a while. I just remember it being like fine.
It's a really, really
But
like
I think there's a lot of.
painfully average movie.
I think there's a lot of dumb
Set
stuff
designs
in
are
it
like likes orange.
that I would probably notice a lot
You'll
more.
notice a lot of orange in the movie if you watch it.
What?
There's a lot of orange in the movie.
A lot of cringe.
Orange.
Or
Like the color orange. Like the set designer just really liked the color orange or something.
just in like normal.
Just like,
sets and
yeah,
stuff.
normal sets. Like on average, there's like a lot of orange on
Shouldn't there be a lot of green?
There is sometimes.
And
I
I,
don't remember
like
the Green Planet there is, but
I can't remember. Like I can't remember most of the dialogue in the movie,
Yeah.
but I can't remember like any serious lines that Ryan Reynolds gives.
I remember one part where
I remember
she's
it-
like,
I remember
It's
him
like,
just being like,
I'm
"Oh,
afraid of being in space and stuff, and then she's like, courage is in the absence of fear, but acting in spite of it.
I don't think they quoted
Dash
Mark Twain.
Albert Einstein.
That's a Mark Twain quote. I don't think they did in that movie.
Albert Einstein didn't say that.
Like, there's a part where it's like, well, on Earth we say this thing. It's called "I'm only human," and then it's like, yeah, and I'm an advanced space god. So why would that matter? Like, yeah. It means you're worse than me. Like,
So
your opinion is completely invalid.
you feel pain?
yeah."
Yeah.
It's just sort of like a movie of Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern.
I still
And he goes
quote it
to-
sometimes. Like,
Oh, here's the dumbest part in Green Lantern.
let's get these pants off
So-
and fly some planes.
that line is great.
Also, there's water in the tap.
Yeah,
me and my friends
I
say
like-
that to each other.
I like that scene.
Yeah.
But here's the dumbest part. So he's learning to do his Green Lantern stuff. He's there with Mark Strong because it's 2007 or whatever, and you gotta have
11.
Mark Strong as your villain.
Yeah.
And he's like, so I can make anything with my ring, huh? Okay. Makes a sword. And then Mark Strong's like, a sword? Oh, human. Two ice creams. What? That's so dumb. It's like fucking, that's fucking grade 1 playground. Like, oh, I use my sword attack. Oh yeah, I use my double sword. It's like the fucking most kindergarten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you could do anything, right? But like Mark Strong's like, oh yeah, you can do anything with your ring. Like two swords. And the most creative thing possible.
They spend too long on the let's show him training to be a Green Lantern. Or they show all the special effects and
and the effects don't look that good because it's like all green screen and stuff.
It's like too much. It's way too much.
It'd be fine if they used a blue screen for Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we done? We could.
I think we're done now.
Yeah, I think we're done. Okay. I just gotta find the cursor. Yo, it's totally slipped my mind. Oh, there it is.